All right, so we're back for another deep dive.
Yes, we are.
And, well, this time it's a pretty huge one.
It is, yeah.
We are looking ahead to the Women's Champions League quarterfinal first leg. And
Yes.
it is none other than a Manchester City-Chelsea rematch.
Huge game.
Which is crazy because they literally just played each other in the League Cup final, like, what, less than a week ago?
I know, it's crazy, isn't it? They must be sick of the sight of each other.
They must be, yeah.
Absolutely.
But for us at Tips Moto, I mean, it's a great opportunity, right, to see these two top English teams clashing again so soon.
Yes, definitely.
Kind of get a deeper understanding of the dynamics between them now.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, as they take this rivalry now to the European stage, that's going to be fascinating to see how that plays out at the Joie Stadium.
Okay, so let's just dive straight into that recent League Cup final then.
Right,
So
yeah.
Chelsea took the win, 2-1 over City. And
Yeah.
I think one thing that we have to mention is that it was Nick Cushing's first match back in charge for Manchester City. So
Yeah.
following Gareth Taylor's departure, I mean, talk about a baptism of fire.
Yeah, definitely thrown in at the deep end, wasn't he? Absolutely.
And, I mean, for City, obviously, it would be the disappointing result to miss out on that trophy, right?
Yeah, I think it would have been a blow for them, to lose out on that first piece of silverware to their rivals as well.
Yeah.
So that's definitely going to have dented their confidence a bit, I think. And the other thing that's interesting is obviously this is just the first 4 matches they're going to play against each other.
Wow.
In quick succession.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think the psychological element to that is going to be fascinating to watch.
Absolutely. So let's look now at Manchester City's journey in the Champions League. So
Yeah.
this is actually their first quarterfinal appearance since the 2021 season.
Oh, wow.
What does that say about their sort of European campaign in recent years?
Yeah, I mean, I think it speaks to the competitiveness of the Women's Champions League.
Right.
And how difficult it is to consistently get to those latter stages.
Yeah.
But saying that they had a very strong group stage this season.
Yeah, they did.
5 wins.
Yeah.
And only 1 loss.
Mm-hmm.
And they finished second in the group.
Okay.
But what's interesting is that they were actually level on points with Barcelona.
Oh, wow.
But it was the head-to-head record.
Oh, so Barcelona beat them?
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So, it just shows how tight it is at the top.
Yeah.
But then you look at their home record, and, that's something that we at Tips Moto, we've highlighted this,
Right.
because they are unbeaten at home in the Champions League this season.
Yeah, they've got a perfect record.
They've got a perfect record.
At the Joie Stadium, 4 matches,
Yeah.
4 wins, and
A 9-0 aggregate score.
a 9-0 aggregate score.
Which is amazing.
Absolutely dominant at home.
So is there something specific about maybe their setup when they're playing at home or the atmosphere? What do you think contributes to this?
I think it could be a combination of factors, to be honest.
Maybe a tactical familiarity in their own environment.
Right.
But I think that, the home support as well.
Yeah.
Especially for those European nights.
Yeah.
And maybe their opponents have struggled to adapt to the conditions of the Joie Stadium as well. So, we at Tips Moto will be watching very closely to see if Chelsea can kind of break that impressive streak.
Yeah, definitely. And that's going to be something that they're going to have to contend with for sure, that home form now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's switch sides now and look at Chelsea's kind of Champions League pedigree.
Mm-hmm.
So they reached the final in 2021
Yeah.
under Emma Hayes. And
Yeah,
they ultimately lost to Barcelona.
they did, yeah.
But what does that say about their ambitions in this competition?
I think reaching the final, it shows that they are capable of competing at the very highest level in Europe.
Right?
And what's really remarkable is that they have a perfect record in Champions League quarterfinals.
Really?
So they've won all 5 quarterfinals that they've been in,
Okay.
which is a fantastic statistic.
Yeah.
Shows that they can handle the pressure
Right.
at this stage of the tournament. And, they know how to progress
Yeah.
from this stage. So that's going to be really interesting to see.
Yeah. And their current form, I mean, under Sonia Bonpastor,
Mm-hmm.
it is just incredible.
Yeah.
They are on a 28-match unbeaten streak,
Yeah.
26 wins, and just 2 draws.
It's amazing.
It's ridiculous.
They've just won the League Cup. They're top of the WSL by 8 points.
Yeah.
I mean, a quadruple is on the cards for them.
Absolutely.
What is that? What does that kind of relentless form say about their mentality coming into this tie?
I think it just breeds confidence,
Yeah.
throughout the whole squad.
Yeah.
And they've got that winning mentality.
Yeah.
And, they're just a team that's operating at the peak of their powers right now.
Right. And, another thing to mention as well is that they've actually won their last 3 encounters against Manchester City.
Oh, okay.
So, including a 1-0 win at the Joie Stadium in the League Cup semifinal last March.
Wow. Okay.
So, they know how to win
Yeah.
at at that stadium.
Yeah.
And that's got to be a psychological boost for them as well.
Absolutely. So they're going to be full of confidence coming into this?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, let's look at some team news now. And we'll start with Manchester City. And unfortunately, it sounds like they've got some key players out.
They have, yeah.
For this one.
Yeah. So we're looking at Lauren Hemp and Alex Greenwood,
Mm-hmm.
both out with knee injuries, which are massive losses in, both attack and defense.
Yeah.
And then Rebecca Knack is also likely to be out with a hamstring issue.
Right.
And then, to add to their worries, they've got a doubt over their top scorer, Khadija Shaw,
Right.
who we all know as Bunny Shaw.
Yeah.
She had a minor hamstring complaint in the League Cup final.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that, actually.
Yeah, and was taken off late in the game. So
Right.
that is a major concern for Nick Cushing.
Yeah.
And, we're monitoring the situation closely at Tips Moto because her availability is really going to impact their options.
Right.
So if Shaw is unavailable, then we're looking at, the likes of Hasegawa
Yeah.
and Engeldahl to maybe step up.
Mm-hmm.
Potentially Miedema could lead the line.
Okay.
So, Cushing's got a real headache
Yeah, he does.
in terms of, getting a competitive 11 out there
Yeah,
with these injuries.
absolutely. All right, let's look at Chelsea then. So they've also got a fair few absentees
They do, yeah.
for this one.
We've got Naomi Girma, Sophie Engels, Maylis,
Yeah.
Mpome Khadija Buchanan, Sam Curran, Zasir Muzovic, and Femke Liefting,
Wow.
all unavailable for various reasons.
Okay.
And then there's Mia Fischel, who's recently returned from injury, but she's not actually registered for the Champions League knockout stage.
Right. Okay.
So quite a lengthy injury list for them.
Yeah, it is. But, they do have a lot of depth in
Yeah.
their squad. So Sonia Bonpastar, she's got options.
Yeah.
And we could see, players like Niam Charles, Micah Hamano, Aggie Beaver Jones all coming in.
Right. Okay. So they've got strength and depth then for sure.
Yeah, they definitely do.
So when we consider all of this information then,
Yeah.
at Tips Moto,
Yeah.
what kind of tactical battle are we anticipating for this one?
I think it's going to be a really fascinating game tactically.
Okay.
Because you've got Manchester City who are going to be desperate to bounce back
Yeah.
from that League Cup defeat.
Yeah.
And obviously make the most of their strong home form in the Champions League.
Yeah.
But then obviously you've got those injury concerns to contend with, especially in attack if Shaw's not fit.
Yeah.
And then you've got Chelsea, who are full of confidence. They're on this incredible unbeaten run. They've got that recent head-to-head advantage. So they're going to be looking to get a crucial first leg victory,
Right.
even with their own injury problems as well.
Yeah.
So I think, this first leg is absolutely pivotal,
Okay.
in terms of, who's going to have the upper hand
Yeah.
going into the second leg.
Okay.
So, every tactical decision, the starting lineups, the substitutions, it's all going to be crucial.
Absolutely. Okay. So, listener, just to quickly recap what we've been talking about here at Tips, Moto City's Champions League home record is outstanding.
Yes.
Chelsea's overall form is so strong.
Mm-hmm.
They've got that really good record against City recently as well.
Yeah.
And injuries are going to play a big part.
Absolutely.
In this game, both sides have got players missing, and that's going to affect how they approach it tactically. So when you're watching this game, just keep in mind the insights that we've given you here.
Yeah, definitely.
City's home strength is a big factor,
Yeah.
but Chelsea's winning mentality and squad depth can't be ignored. No, definitely not.
And the tactical battles can be fascinating to watch as well.
Absolutely.
So if you want some more expert tips, bit more in-depth analysis on this match and, of course, on other games in the world of football,
Yeah.
then head over to our website, www.tipsmoto.e.
Yes, definitely. We've got everything you need to stay informed and ahead of the game.
That's right. Thanks for diving deep with us.
See you next time.
See you later.
Bye.